Hello and welcome back to another creepy conspiracy video. Today we are going to be looking at 4 topics that might trigger a bit of uneasiness and creepiness inside of you. Number 1. Bloody Mary. Perhaps the most famous urban legend around. In fact, I even remember when I was younger, some of my friends would come over and once it had gotten dark, we would dare each other to try this game. While I don't think it worked, it doesn't take away the scare factor from it. Legend says, if you are to look into a mirror in a dark room, preferably a bathroom, and repeat the words, Bloody Mary, 13 times, you will then see the face of a demon named Bloody Mary, and she will attack your face somehow. There are many variations of this game, but they all revolve around the same concept. I came across a creepy story of 2 sisters who had played this game. Rumor has it, they waited for their parents to go to bed, went into the bathroom and lit 3 candles. Taking turns, they would chant Bloody Mary. They did it 13 times. The younger sister said that nothing had happened and they both thought that they had done it wrong. So they went to bed that night, but they said they felt a little bit uneasy. The next morning when they woke, the older sister had a scar that looked like an M carved into her cheek. Till this day, there is still no indication of how this occurred. What makes this story even creepier is when they showed their parents her face, the father said that he had heard footsteps in the night, but just wrote it off that it was one of the girls going to get a glass of water. I think I need to give this game a go again. And you know what, I might as well just record at the same time to see what happens. Number 2. Pennywise is real. Okay, so it's not really about Pennywise, but it's still about a clown. And for those who know me, know that I am absolutely freaked out by clowns. And I blame the original It movie from 1990. Okay, so with that in mind, the story goes something like this. A couple had decided they needed to go out for a date night. They arranged for a babysitter to look after their 6-year-old daughter Kathy. It sounds innocent enough, right? Well, off they go and the babysitter takes Kathy to bed. But she has to first remove all of the teddy bears and stuffed animals off of it. So she just throws it all over the floor, not really making anything of it, right? Kathy falls asleep and she makes her way downstairs, makes some popcorn and sits on the couch. But about 5 minutes later, she hears a loud thump from upstairs. Thinking Kathy has maybe woken up or something, she goes to have a look. Nope, she's still sleeping, sound asleep. She, however, looks in the corner of the room and notices a full-grown sized clown doll sitting there on the rocking chair. She thinks to herself that's pretty weird as she never noticed it earlier, but then just shrugs it off as there were so many dolls and bears laying around. As she leaves the room, her cell phone rings. It's the husband. He asks if Kathy went to bed and that all is okay. She says no problems at all, but mentions that it took them a while as she had to move all those dolls and that off the bed. And on that note she mentions how creepy the clown doll was. The husband paused. What clown doll? She explained to him how it was just sitting there on the rocking chair, and he murmured the words, "What clown doll?" She started walking back to the room so she could describe it, and as she was doing that he said to her, "Just remain calm when I tell you this. We don't have a clown doll at all. I need you to go into the room, pick up Kathy, and walk out of the room slowly. And once you get out there, you start to run, and head out that front door and you do not look back at all." Legend has it, she did make it out the house alive with Kathy, and once the police had done a complete check in the house, there was no clown doll to be found anywhere. I tell you, this story completely shook me, and whether it's made up or not, it's crazy to think that there are serial killers that could just be rolling around in clown outfits. In fact, there's been many creepy sightings of clowns just hanging around. Have a look here. Number 3. California fires were man-made. Okay guys, so we're going to be addressing something that might still be a bit sensitive for some people, and please note, I mean no disrespect to the families that were affected by the California fires. So in 2017, I'm sure you all remember the devastating fires that swept through California. Well, some believe that these were actually man-made, and they don't mean in the sense that someone dropped a cigarette or anything just like on dry grass, but in fact, something far more malicious. The most common theory is that it was a military weapons test that had gone wrong. Retired physical scientist Jack Cohen, who had actually studied fires out in labs as well as the field for the US Forest Service, said that the burn patterns were typical. He also went on to say that a wildfire burns less intensely when it reaches neighborhoods, as it hops between wooden houses and dry patches via embers. I mean, if you look at some of this footage, it's very creepy to see some of the patterns that are developed. They say that there were plane-mounted lasers which were fired beams at the ground, and this is what sparked this all off. To think that the government would put innocent civilian lives in danger in order to achieve a higher goal is not an uncommon thought practice anymore. Look, then again, I could be trying to make something out of it when there possibly isn't anything there except an accident caused by Mother Nature. The choice is yours to decide. Number 4. Time travel is real. The idea of being able to travel back in time to fix a mistake, bet on some sporting games, or just to look really smart is as old as the time. You might hear Neil deGrasse Tyson saying that it is impossible because of X, Y, and Z. My debate with the matter is most discoveries and inventions were all thought to be impossible until they were made. So why not with time travel is the same thing applied? In fact, time travel might explain Mandela effects, for example. Times where people have gone back in time but changed something like a logo or the words to a cartoon just to mess with people's heads. If that is the case, it's definitely worked because they really bug me. Anyways, back to time travel. There have been many photos that stand proof of this. But at the same time, some of them have also been disproved. But the idea that humans in the future are able to come back in time to try and fix mistakes is pretty cool. But along with this, there have been some videos of so-called time travelers who have come back to talk to us about the future. And at first viewing, you might be tricked into believing them. And who could blame you? Just have a look at these videos.
Hello, my name is Noah the Time Traveler. I'm a time traveler from the year 2030. I came back from that time in a failed mission, and I am stuck here. But I do want to talk about the future, and there is a lot for me to say. Today I will be talking about the future of Mexico, since a lot of people wanted to know about that. There is a lot of shocking details. You guys want to hear all of this, trust me. First of all, Mexico relies on the US for food, because as climate has increased, the rivers have thinned out, and food has become more scarce in Mexico. So Mexico now is having a food shortage. This is a huge problem in 2030, as many people in Mexico are really looking for food, and it is a terrible thing. And also, due to global warming, there's actually a decline in annual rainfall, and as Mexico is becoming more dry, and global warming hits Mexico really hard, rather than the United States and other countries. Mexico is hit really hard by climate change. In the year 2030, Mexico's population is 133 million, which is actually a lot compared to what they have right now. As the food crisis continues, families are actually moving further north into the big cities rather than living in the countryside. The food crisis in Mexico is really bad. Trust me, it's one huge issue, and despite all the development in Mexico, the food crisis is probably the biggest. The food crisis will also affect the southern United States as well, not only Mexico. So it is also a shared problem with the United States. I think I've talked about this before in a past video, but it's mostly messes with Mexico the most. The snow on top of the Sierra Nevada mountains and Rocky Mountains actually melt due to climate change. So you guys realize how big of a problem this is to Mexico and United States. And as the snow on top of the mountains actually melt, the rivers aren't getting the most water, so they actually are thinning out even more. So it becomes a huge problem in Mexico for a water crisis as well as food crisis. So Mexico environmentally, it ends up doing really badly. The drug crisis in Mexico is actually drastically decreased, as well as the cartel is gone, basically. I know a lot about the cartel disappearing and everything because I was actually studying it, and that's one of the things I was studying before I was kicked out as a time traveler in 2017. I've went to Mexico several times in the past, present, and future. In the future, Canada and America actually merge together into one giant district. Mexico has plans on merging with them, so it will be one of the it will be the biggest superpower in the whole entire world once Mexico actually joins them. And the two continents, North America plus Mexico, will become a really, really big and powerful district. Like many other countries, Mexico is actually run by mostly AI. There is still, government officials running Mexico, but many countries that are actually really low and underdeveloped have started using AIs to run the country and have found successful results. So Mexico, being one of those countries that wasn't really that developed, would actually use an AI to run the government mostly, and became massively successful right after. In the countryside, there is not much technological innovation, but where the main cities are, there is a ton, as skyscrapers are being built everywhere, and futuristic cities are basically being built like the United States, Canada, and many other developed kind of cities that are building now futuristic cities. When I was in Mexico in the future, I expected it not to be that developed. But as I was walking through the cities, it was shocking. There was flying cars, there was huge cities. Mexico really was developed for what it was. There was also AI machines everywhere taking people's IDs when they walked into places, which I guess it may be a privacy complaint for most Mexicans, but it's amazing how far Mexico goes from now to 2030. In my next video, I will be showing library pages from the future. I need to show these to you guys. I need to show you. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next episode, because I can't be here for long enough. I have to leave right now. I can't be in an area for too long because it's a really big risk to me. I will show you guys these tomorrow in a video. You guys will see these. These are very important. Make sure to watch out for these guys. It details really future events to the exact months. So you guys will finally see full-on predictions on the exact month things happen. As they slowly unfold, you guys will see I'm actually telling the truth. I need to go now. I can't be here for much longer. Thank you so much for letting me be in this interview. Thank you so much. I gotta go. Hello, my name is Adam Archon. Let me start with saying it is not only my objective to deceive anyone, I am simply going to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. My only intent is to prove to you that time travel is not only real, but happening all around you. To tell you the truth, I myself am a time traveler. I have traveled back from early in the year 2045. First of all, time travel became possible in 1981, but was kept secret until the year 2028, when it is revealed to the public. I want to give to you specific facts about the future that will prove to you time travel exists, including who the last president of the United States is. You will see that my predictions are not only true, but you can come back to this video and know that time travel really does exist. In early 2019, there will be a worldwide rise in UFO sightings. In 2020, there will be a robot released to the public that causes a lot of controversy. In August of 2028, the existence of aliens is revealed to the public. I cannot say where they're from, but it is not from space. In February of 2029, there is an implanted chip known as the One that lets people pay, expand their brain functions, and stay healthy. This will go in your right hand. In the early 2030s, all countries begin converging into one. There are 7 world districts and 10 leaders that follow the commands of an artificial intelligence. The last formal president of the United States is Yolanda King. She's the best president the United States has ever seen. There is a single digital currency used by the entire world. There is no cash in the future. In 2033, an AI known as the Light was released. It is in every electronic device and anyone can talk with it and it will answer any question. This AI puts the world into a state of peace and prosperity. In 2036, there are avatars that will allow you to occupy a robotic body with your mind and travel anywhere in the world with superhuman abilities while your real body is safe. When you walk down the street, there are more robot avatars than people. Overpopulation becomes a huge problem in the late 2030s. Teleportation is released to the public in 2039. In 2045, the year I'm from, the convergence of humans and computers is taking place. I promise to you that these events will happen with 100% certainty. I know many of you will not believe me, but I am simply telling you the truth. Do what you want with these facts, but time travel is real, and I am a time traveler. Thank you for listening to me.
Future Shane, if you are watching this video, drop me a comment below. And while you're at it, please bring me the lotto numbers. Thanks once again for watching one of my videos. Keep the comments coming in. And don't forget, the Illuminati has its eye on you.